We are now rolling.
Okay.
Hi Robert, welcome back. It's really nice to have you again.
Thanks, Sharon. It's great to be here. It's a lot of fun, an exciting topic.
Yeah, talking about money, business, generosity. I think it's a really good topic to talk about because we've got a lot of practitioners in our membership area, and obviously most of them run their own business.
Yeah.
And I know that when, I've been in the industry for 20 years, and when I first started out, I was in that lack mentality, and I wouldn't share my clients out because I thought if I passed them over to the chiropractor that they probably wouldn't come back to me. And what I've realised over the years is the more that we share, the more that we give, the more that we get back, and the more referrals we get. So I think it's really vital for us as practitioners to start thinking that way, start thinking in a generous mindset, because then when we attract more to us, more positive things to us.
Absolutely. And like yourself, Sharon, I've been in business a long time in the personal development alternative field, in which so many of your viewers are involved with. So it's a very exciting field, but it's changed so dramatically. This is my 27th year. And I think that one of the keys, a lot of the people who started off as some kind of practitioner or workshop leader, when I go back to Southern California from 27 years ago, 90% of them are gone. And I think one of the keys for longevity in business is what you said, generosity. And we talked a few minutes ago, when we were chatting before, that I can remember this beginning in America with Benjamin Franklin. He believed that he was probably the greatest statesman in American history, and he started the Chamber of Commerce, as you know, has spread worldwide. And it's a wonderful organization where business owners get together and they share ideas, and they build each other's profile, and they share clientele, customers, and so forth, and it just helps you grow. And so this is an age that we're on the internet, is that like, just as you and I do, with between each other, and with many other practitioners, we share the clients, and it gives everyone more exposure. And there's a synergy because no one has all the ideas. There's no one modality that fixes everything. So people need exposure to lots of great information. And so I think this idea is that there's enough for everyone is really so important in preserving cash flow. Because if you're going to be in business, you're in business to serve. But if you can't pay the bills and you're stressing out, then you can't really give people your best. You're going to be anxious. You're going to be losing sleep. And you start working harder. And you have that desperation. And then eventually everyone you're involved with picks up on it. And so this is why I feel as though most of the people that started way back when, they're gone now because, back then, personal development or alternative fields were a bit scary for mainstream people. But now we have people from the mainstream, Western medicine and psychology, pouring into what we're doing, and it's just so exciting. And so I think people that are starting out or people who have been in business for a while, just sometimes we forget what makes us successful and come back to those fundamentals of sharing, of generosity, and having total faith in the unknown. Because sometimes you forget, I fill a workshop and you think, oh God, where will I have a room full of people, where will the next room full of people come from? That's when you just have to let go.
Because they always come back.
Yeah.
You've always got a room full of people.
I always got a room full of people, but it's just that little Robert gets scared. And how can I sustain this after all these years? There's so many people in Sydney running workshops, and how am I going to do this again? And so, but it's just, you let go of that, and you get out of the way, and you're not attached, and the next thing you know, people are referring. You stay in that place of generosity, and even doing little things, I think, in generosity are important. Like, if you can afford it, pay for a friend's lunch or breakfast or dinner, because it makes you feel good. You get as much as your friend does. They appreciate that you bought them a coffee or a meal, and then your self-esteem goes up. So I think this constant mode of generosity, as opposed to fear, raises our profile, raises our self-esteem, and allows the floodgates of abundance to come to us.
It's so true, it raises our vibration, doesn't it? And when we're in that vibration of generosity, we're on a higher vibration, and we're going to then attract people that are on that same vibration they're in a generous state, so they're going to refer clients to you, they're going to, you know, buy you lunch, whatever it is, and it's like when you're living that vibration, things just come to you.
And they come to you, and they come to you effortlessly. It like comes to your doorstep when you least expect it. Someone shows up, like, you know, you and I manifested an expert cameraman today who just happened to be in the neighborhood, who showed up, and you know, he knows much more about videoing than you or I. So there's little things like that when you get in the flow that feel really good, that are exciting.
Thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Michael Nate.
Very good video cameraman. Yeah, and sorry, I'm going to have to edit now because I lost track.
That's okay.
Where were we?
Talk about exchange and excellence.
Sorry, I'm gone. I think I had too many coffees.
Yeah, we could talk about over-promise and over-deliver.
Yeah.
Do you want me to cut?
No, I'll have to chop it out.
Can you do that?
You should do that. I'll try.
Okay.
Well, that's what I was thinking. You could
I
chop
don't
the
know
end
how to
off.
splice them together, so
right.
yeah, I'll probably be able to do that.
You could ask me about over-promise and over-deliver.
Now, I know, Robert,
Yes.
one of the things that one of your philosophies is over-delivering.
Yeah?
So how do you do that?
Well, there used to be a saying in business that still many people use that I think is valid, is under-promise and over-deliver. Tell people what they're going to get and give them what they're going to get and then give more. But I think if you want your business to go to 5-star, you've got to over-promise and over-deliver. You have to promise more than what they're going to get somewhere else.
And
Because,
I know that you do that all the time. I've been
Yeah.
to your courses, you do free weekends.
Yes.
Like a whole weekend, like I don't know that many therapists out there that give whole weekends of their time. And you do that for roomfuls of people on a regular basis.
They do.
And it's a beautiful thing to
Yeah.
see, because there's a lot of people who might not be able to afford your services, but you're still giving them a lot of great information.
So this is why I say I want to promise to the public an excellent workshop on relationships. It's free to them. They can come bring as many friends as they want. And many of the people want to go on and take some of my advanced programs, but there's a lot of people who can't for one reason or another, and that's okay. So in that sense, this is where I'm over-promising, because I'm not attached to whether they move on or not, which is a nice position to be in. But when you've been in business 27 years and you've been giving a service that people like, then you get to that position where you can do it. And then the ones that come on, they get to do some of the more exciting, advanced things that I do. But even the ones who don't move on, they refer friends to me. So it's like I'm over-promising, over-delivering, and people appreciate it. Because I'm constantly I'll bump into people and here and there. And I'll get emails from people saying, "Oh, I met someone," and that kind of thing. And thanks for the workshop. I cleared something at your workshop a year ago, and I just met someone now. So to me, it just makes my day, and it gives me a feeling of, yes, this is my life's purpose. I'm doing the right thing, and I know that I'm over promising and over delivering, giving more than what they ask for, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
So if we're looking at the practitioners that might be listening to this now, what would you say to help them get into the mindset of over-delivering, under-promising, over-delivering? If they're in a place of lack right now and there's not enough to go around, what simple things can they do to change their mindset, to raise their vibrations, to be able to get into that?
I would suggest that whether you've been in business for over 20 years like me, or whether you're just starting out, because you would have both, right? Keep a generosity and gratitude log, and just keep writing down every single day all the ways that you can help other people selflessly, and how much you appreciate them, whether it's a client or a friend. Meet a friend for coffee and focus for an hour how you can help them with their business. Now you might say, "But you're so worried about your own business." Focus on them. Focus on the outflow. Don't worry about the inflow. Let spirit take care of that. Let the divine take care of that. Let good karma take care of that, or whatever your beliefs are. And you keep focusing on that. Of course, when you're grateful and when you're generous, it opens up the floodgates to receive. So we want to stay grounded in that, in the feminine, have a heart open, and say, just thank the divine for everything that you have every day. I appreciate it. Continue to be generous. Continue to do the work of the divine. Let the spirit activate in you. Let the fire of passion of giving come in you. And then if you're not attached, then those floodgates will open and more will come to you. You'll have so much work you won't know what to do with it.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful advice. I know that, through my journey with Global Healing Exchange, I've been focusing, and I've helped a lot of people, and I've given a lot of information for the last 5 years for free, because I was really loving giving that information. I was focused on getting that information out there, and then suddenly the magazine was born, and then suddenly the membership program was born. And the idea was in my head, but I sort of let it go and started building content, and then suddenly I've got this amazing program where we now help a lot of people. And because
It's
I
an
let
amazing
that go,
program.
thank you.
Uh-huh.
Because I let that go, spirit overtook, and
Yeah.
it's so much better than I could have even imagined. Sometimes things do take time. They don't
Yes.
always happen overnight.
It's not instant karma.
Yeah. Sometimes we wish. Like,
Yeah.
patience is one of the things that I've been working on. But if you do keep focusing on your goal, and you do it with an open heart, and you attract the right people, it will happen.
So, just to elaborate on that, I think that's very valid. It's brilliant because it's happened to you, and you can share that. I could feel your excitement jumping out of your skin with that. I think that sometimes a person can get defensive and say, "Well, I'm generous. I'm always generous with my friends," and so I think you have to rethink it, because when you're in fear, the little girl inside or the little boy inside wonders, "Oh my God, am I going to pay the rent? Is there going to be enough to eat?" And so we could, for whatever reason, have that conditioning from our parents that there's not enough. So all right, well, when times are tough, got to cut back. Don't buy quality food. Buy cheaper food, or food that's past the use-by date, or hope this doesn't go off. It's that kind of thing, where you get really tight with yourself and stingy with yourself in taking care of yourself, but you're not conscious of it.
Yeah.
You're just doing it to cut back on the overheads. But what happens is, what you're saying to the universe is, batten down the hatches, there's not enough for everyone, so I got to take care, make sure my kids eat, and then that little by little, the life force or the vibration starts to close down, and then we don't give to ourselves, so then that reflects in what we give to our clients or friends or family or loved ones, whatever, and that becomes that new cycle. The standard gets lowered. And so it doesn't mean that in your heart you're not giving, generous, loving man or woman. It just means that, we're going through tough times. The world is still trying to recover from a huge financial crisis, so we're trying to fight our way out of it, aren't we, globally? But all we could do is start with that generosity, to get people to know that there's always time to help others. There's always time to be generous with our time and money. And then all of a sudden the vibration goes up and you have more time.
Yeah.
Funny how that works. The faster the vibration, the more space and more time. Because we know from quantum physics that time and space are linked. So the greater your vibration of gratitude and generosity, the more time the bigger space or the bigger aura that you have, then you're automatically going to have more time to be this really generous, grateful person, man or woman, and all the beautiful things start to come to your doorstep.
Yeah, I totally agree. I do that with meditation. When I meditate in the morning, I get everything I need to do in the day, and I swim every day as well. I do a 45-minute swim, and I used to say, "Oh, I haven't got time to do that. I haven't got time to do that in the day," but actually now I do that. I do find time. It's amazing how that happens. And it's about, I've had to do a lot of work on self-love to be able to do that. And I think a lot of the core issues surrounding this obviously I think everything comes back to self-love, but it really does. You know, when you love yourself, you start being generous with yourself, and then
There's
it
no
reflects
doubt.
out
There's
to
no
everyone
doubt.
else.
Absolutely. That's beautiful. Mm.
Thank you. Thank you so much for coming in today, Robert.
Yes, I really.
Is there anything else that you want to say on
No,
I know
no,
that you're
I-
very passionate about it.
Yes, I think there's enough resources for everyone on this planet to prosper. And if we all decide that we're going to be generous, and there's always time to give to a friend in need, those less fortunate,
Mm-hmm.
give back to ourselves, take care of our health, do those things, then this generosity will go on a global level across the planet, like your magazine intends to do,
Yeah,
to
well,
serve people.
and this program as
Yeah.
well. You know, we've got the membership area where people can talk to each other and learn about business from each other and network with each other. You know, we've got all of those practitioners in there where they can share clients and give the best to their clients. But when we're all in that vibration, and obviously as a owner of my organisation, I need to hold that vibration for all the people in it as well. So I think that's a really vital thing, you know, if you're running a business, to remember that your business will only go where your vibration's at. So the more work you do on yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you focus on getting your vibrations up and being in that generous, positive mindset, that's what you're going to attract.
Brilliant, brilliant, love it.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for coming in, Robert.
Thanks,
We'll see
Sharon.
you
As
next
always,
time.
had a good time. It was fun. Thank you.
you.